Hello, I'm Geoffrey Robinson, the artist known as G-Man. That's God, Man, Animal, Nature, Evolution. I'm the CEO of Alabama Hustle Unlimited. Was born right here in Flowtown. Godfather Shoals area hip hop. Probably my biggest influence was probably my dad, because he used to play, he played in a band early on. He was a radio and a club DJ. So I was just always surrounded by music. When I was about 10 years old, that's when I ran into a guy named DJ Chub Fresh. I mean, he wasn't DJing at the time, but we were just kind of exchanging music. And then he got some DJ equipment, so I decided I'd be the rapper. I think as far as the scene, it started with like Chub Fresh. Like Chub was the first one that was actually a DJ, actually making beats. Like if you were doing music like late 80s through the 90s, even the early 2000s, you probably went through Chub Fresh, in some kind of way. He was like the guy. If I'm the godfather of Shoals area hip hop, he's the father of it, you know what I mean? So I guess the first guy I ever heard rap and it sounded good was a guy by the name of Pete Key. Pete was like the first guy I saw that was good, you know what I mean? Like the same kind of guys you might have saw in video, heard on radio or something. So he was also like the first guy that like left here. He like went to Atlanta and he was working with some big name people out of there. And he come back and forth, man. I even went to visit him a few times, and it just kind of let me know that, you can be from here, little small town, and do some hip hop, man, and you can make it. You know what I mean? Like, so from then on, I think we kind of just started trying to put our best foot forward and making some good music and kind of mastering our craft. Chubb was working with another guy, Sean Alexander, and me and him ended up getting together, kind of being a team, and from there we just started rounding guys up, man, and we put together a tape, Slave Camp Volume 1. It was really just a compilation of all different guys from around here. So, Slave Camp wasn't just these 4 guys in this rap group. I'm not saying like we was the only group doing something, but as far as turning into a business, getting a studio, an office, really being a business with, I think we really started there first. We had a spot over the old Pegasus building. That's where everybody came, they knew where we were. That was our headquarters. We did several shows, we did the out the trunk method. We pressed up our CDs and our tapes. We went state to state, city to city, and wherever we could sell our stuff, that's what we did. And, we made our fan base one fan at a time. And through Chubb, we ended up being able to get some distribution through Selected Hits. And that helped a whole lot. You know what I mean? We were able to hit the road and get into some stores, and that just helped us grow. You know what I mean? After Slave Camp, we kind of parted ways a little bit. I mean, I just always had this love for music. I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep going. You know what I mean? So I ended up actually getting back with Chubb, because like all the Slave Camp stuff, like I had to turn to the producer. You know what I mean? So I was producing all the records, during the Slave Camp time. But once I got back with Chubb, I put that in his hands. That way I could just concentrate on what I needed to do. He had already produced an album on a group called Southern Bread. They got big distribution out of that, which helped me to be able to do my album called Collector's Item, which it did very well. When we had the internet explosion, everybody was kind of handling business kind of different ways, and some people wanted to adapt to the internet, some people didn't. I was one of the people that wanted to adapt, so that's what led me to get with some guys out of Huntsville called Slow Motion Sounds. Those guys really helped me, get my internet presence up. After working with them, I ended up in several different publications, Spin Magazine, ended up on Forbes.com from being one of the first rap artists out of Alabama utilizing Bandcamp.com. Was doing real well on Bandcamp, so, they chose to do an article on us. I ended up doing a tour overseas. I ended up going to Sweden, traveled all over Sweden, did a little tour, recorded an album, you know, while I was over there with different producers and acts from over there. While I was over there in the process of doing that, we got a call from a rep from Rockstar Games. They're coming out with the new Grand Theft Auto 5, and somebody over there liked one of our songs, so we ended up being able to get a song on the Grand Theft Auto 5, which now is like the biggest selling video game in history, you know what I mean? So one of the first hip hop acts to be placed in the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, which, you know, I went there as a kid, and, you know, most of the people you see in the Hall of Fame, ghosts on the wall, you know what I mean? But to still be here and to get those flowers while you can still smell them, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely a blessing, man, definitely a blessing.